cold and I have to take a shower, brush my teeth. I got some stuff right there. See how easy it is just to be honest? Water. So, your boy Jordan Peterson, you guys, he put up this video. It was very interesting. So I was speaking about how play teaches self-control. And we use Jordan as a placeholder because other individuals are busy. Okay. You know, we don't fuck with your politics, whatever that may be, because I don't care. It doesn't matter. It's not about politics. So, how play teaches self control plus passive aggressive or fight and flight. I didn't have enough room in the title, but it's perfectly okay because you don't need to make a long title. So, Jordan's, the first word he used, well, not probably the very first one, but the words that I picked up on was, hopefully the sheep and zombies are sleeping so they're not interrupting my broadcast. The first word I picked up was reconciliation. So, I don't know how other individuals feel about that, but this is what I wrote. No apology, and it's not something that you will sit up there and basically write for a class or anything. We're speaking in plain English. So I put, this is how it works for me. No apologies. You can just be like, oh, my bad, but no apologies for certain types of bad behaviors. If physical confrontation occurs, cannot mend it, but will not be confrontational based off one occurrence or event. So basically, let the bygones be bygones, meaning that you can still be cordial. You're not going to smile, you're not going to grin, you're not going to show your teeth or anything like that. That's how it works for me. For others, they probably used to just, I don't know, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. I encourage individuals instead of saying I'm sorry, because especially if you engage in a stupid ass type of behavior, you have to be a sorry individual at that moment in time and space. But I'm sorry, I'm sorry. You're programming yourself to just like be sorry, basically, I would imagine. So I basically let bygones be bygones. Once individuals burn their bridge, I used to give individuals three strikes. Now it's just one, depending on what it is, though, basically. So if verbal confrontation occurs, it depends on what's said. If it's a lie, then it's adios. Like, goodbye. Cut them off. So, how does it work for you guys? Not you, Jordan. Okay. People are sleeping right now. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. So, when it comes to empathy, individuals have empathy, but not for serial liars, nor pretenders, nor frauds and fakes, nor pedophiles, nor serial rapists. So, there's no empathy for that for those types. But for individuals who are sometimes individuals can be naive. I can empathize with that, and so can other individuals, but they can speak for themselves. So right now, I'm speaking for myself. When it comes to sympathy, it's like it's so overrated. Just like the isms, racism, just all the just like isms, and stating that it's oversaturated does not diminish nor devalue discrimination, no matter the color, sexual preference, orientation, and/or creed, because it's prohibited to discriminate against individuals. So black people have to figure that one out. They're like, I'm black, I can't be discriminated. Yes, you can. You can also exhibit that type of behavior against someone who is also brown skinned. Individuals are not walking around stamped, oh, they're this, they're that. So individuals have to be socially mindful, and in order to be socially mindful, you have to respect the rules. You have to respect basic rules and laws, basically. And this is not common sense. We should not need a rule or a law to tell us how to behave, especially in a workplace. Once again, I love my bosses. It's these little crickets that were the moles. Got some mole. A mole was in the house. Moles was in the house from Louisiana. Couldn't embarrass my professors nor the based ones. because I had to walk out of some individuals' classes. I'm not about to waste my money to be indoctrinated severely. No, thank you. He probably was a liberal. So let's continue. Some moles in the house, but I love my bosses. Absolutely. Love, love, love. And they always rewarded individuals for their hard work, basically. It wasn't you get a car, you get a car, you get a car, you get a car. When they say a great job done, whether it was verbal affirmation or written notes or cards. I especially like my other boss. He was like the bomb. He was gonna pay for my school, and I was like, I want to do it on my own. Had I know what I know now, Mr. Peterson, I would have been like, thank you, boss. I'll take it. Considering what those assholes did to me at Southern University. Empathy. Then they make it look like it's all clean and stuff. I'm gonna run that down, not right here, but in a report. Um, they have been radio silence for decades. That's the point of it all. It's very interesting and fascinating. So empathy. So yeah, when it comes to sympathy, individuals don't sympathize with career serial like rapists, pedophiles, not those sorts. So even if I wanted to do counseling, which I don't want to anymore, I cannot be that type of counselor basically, and that's just me. But shout out to individuals who can, you know. So when it comes to Jordan spoke about modern day, but he didn't speak about it, but he mentioned bullies, the term bullies. So I wrote modern day bullies or the original bullies, like the ones from high school. They don't expect the little midgets to basically beat their asses, snatch their edges, get suspended. Mr. Pugh was my vice principal. So they're the original bullies, yet they play victim. That's why they view passive aggressive in negative lights. That's like viewing fight or flight in a negative light. That's like saying, oh, self defense is not righteous. Well, it may not be righteous, but is it morally responsible and or correct? And I would say yes. So they're speaking about larger rat versus the smaller rats, which is smaller individuals are generally the ones going to get bullied or picked on, whether you're in high school or whatever. So individuals who run around, especially in these YouTube streets, they be like, "Oh, it's me, pity." They want to throw pity parties or whatever. They are the original OGs, little O and a little G. Because real OGs, they'll take individuals underneath their wings before they sit up there and try to bully someone. Especially when people are not generally physically just like confrontational because they possess emotional intelligence. But when individuals cross a dummy and a dummy is trying to provoke a debate or a conversation that someone that obviously really don't want to have, we're talking about face to face, y'all. They tend to just keep poking the bear basically until they get what they ask for. Which 9 times out of 10 probably be an ass whooping unless they can sit up there and, you know what I'm saying, state a position, claim, or an argument. So larger rat versus smaller rats. They spoke about how the little rat will stop playing if larger rat continues to win. So that was very fascinating. So how does that work in reality? Because he was speaking about captivity. So if it's reality and it's the wild, like real combat, or reality, the wild versus captivity, being locked up in a cage. Obviously, size doesn't matter. So that's what I have to say about that. But it's very fascinating to see that the little rats stop playing with the larger rats if the big rat continues to win. So Andre Williams and Malcolm Elijah Jones and Kendrick Ramon Pittman, they're the larger quote unquote rats or whatever. Rats is it's not in snitches unless you're going to count the depositions that are in these dirty files with their handwriting. And it doesn't stop the little rats from playing Hunger Games, basically. Jordan Peterson, like, what? Or those like him. So that was interesting. That was an experiment that someone did. Well, with stooges and clowns, they are far different than rats because they can go on and on, back and forth like Energizer bunnies. They never get tired in the YouTube streets. And I find that fascinating. They act like little girls, basically. So that's what I have to say on that about that. So, not all, but most red pill dummies are men going their own way. MGTOW or weird as fucking aren't the norm. So individuals going to reality, i.e. the wild, they don't necessarily probably communicate nor socially engage nor interact with the type of clowns that you see in the YouTube streets. But the behavior is very fascinating, and not all of them are like that. Some of them are pretending they're cloud chasing and need their money, man. So they will do anything for a donation, even if it means saying they hate black women. But we all know that that's not true, okay? Black men love women, okay? I think Cam Newton, he's a football player, you guys. I think he like them thoughts. I'm not sure though. Y'all have to fill me in because I don't watch that channel. Um, so yeah, red pill dummies are weird as fuck. Yes, they'd be all about that. Womp, 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 womp. I've never heard anything about economics, financial literacy, equity. I haven't heard anything of some substance and value come out of their mouths yet. They'd be like, if you don't give me them donations, I'm going to stop talking. Well, stop already. Just like some of them need to go ahead and get those passports, baby. Get them. We don't care. It's teasing, but really, like, gonna get a passport, get one. You have to have a clean record. Basically, that's what I'm saying. It's a lot of scammers. They cannot even get a passport but speak about how they're gonna go there. How far are you planning to get? Because you ain't going to Africa. So be comfortable with the Jezebels that you can pull. So, only women can classify guys, anyways, when it comes to like being alpha male, sigma, all the other stuff. Other guys get into the classifications because they get into sigma, alpha, and all kind of deltas and shit like that. Bravo. I'm just recalling that part from memory, so now I have to look back down again. But women generally classify men based upon their social behavior, how they engage with women. Now, how they engage with females, they cannot engage with a real woman like that because a real woman will put their asses to shame. Because a real woman, Mr. Peterson, we don't give a fuck about those fucking six figures, sir. At least I don't. Yeah, if individuals are fry cook, be the best fucking fry cook that you can be. I typically like my men in uniform, though. I'm not even gonna lie or stunt, okay, darlings? And they're very sexy. No, not like Peter Struck. That's not my type. Oh, Peter does not play fair. It's okay. It's okay, Peter. No hurt feelings, sir. Um, so that's like when people ask others to describe themselves, they're always gonna paint themselves in a perfect light and a positive light always. Because my teacher did an experiment like this. She was like, if you could just describe yourself, say it. I'm like, other people just putting like how fantastic they are. I'm like, I used to sound like I'm so New Orleanian. You guys, my dialect was very before I took theater arts, which is how I learned how to control my voice. Not because I want to be something that I'm not, but for other type of purposes so that individuals can understand. I had to adapt, semi-adapt. But I still love my dialect or whatever. And if I get upset, you can't hear it because the other people just thinking it's something that you can do on cue. No, but if I'm upset, then people understand that I am from New Orleans and I'm not from Texas. But yeah, so the teachers will do the experiment, professors or whatever. Nothing evasive or nothing like the stupid dog experiment, which I beg to differ. We're gonna put that to the side real quick. And individuals are just writing down fantastic shit about themselves. I'm like, I'm goofy. I'm serious. I used to be very serious. So now individuals be like, oh, you're not as serious anymore, whatever. So they find it to be a little bit, funny. I'm goofy. Um, what else would I put? I'd be hard on myself. Like if I made a B or C or anything less in that in A or B in English, I'd be super hard on myself. Um, what else did I used to put? I'm trying to shut up that thing. Just say that it'll just have people be like, oh, whatever. But it's the truth. Like I know my weaknesses. I know my strengths. Like my weakness is math. Math. But I know how to do different things with numbers. So that's what other individuals find so fascinating. They're like, you have to check her out. I do a lot of different things. I really, really used to back in those times when computers and technology was evolving. They're like, I'm not a hacker. Other individuals will basically be like, oh, I'm just so perfect or whatever. Just perfect. Being la la land. Just in their utopia. And other individuals look like, did you just try to cheat on us? Then you make excuses for not showing up to practice on time, so everyone has to run suicide horses. So just imagine back then, people. I see why boys used to sit up there. If y'all make a mistake on the court, when you get to the locker room, it is fucking game on. I see why guys used to do that. Cause it's like, why does the entire group have to suffer just because one jackass can't get their shit together? Stop bumping in and out. I don't know if that's a bot or whatever. So, narcissistic flying monkeys are serial liars, manipulators, clout chasers, scammers, and frauds. As individuals can see in these YouTube streets, they want to give individuals advice about real estate, ask them how much real estate they have in their portfolio, and be like, oh, Scooby Doo Doo. Look at this jet, though. No, I don't want to look at the jet. Open up your portfolio. Other individuals don't brag about having racks on racks and real estate for miles like Bill Gates. But these individuals are giving people financial advice. And I noticed there are a lot of Indians, and there are not enough. I mean, a lot of chiefs, but not enough Indians. But individuals don't care because that's not our world. You know what I'm saying? We know enough to see that the economy is a little bit fucked up. Just a little. Gas prices, food prices, all the prices. The complainers don't feel the crunch. They didn't feel the. They don't feel the tech crunch. They don't feel the financial squeeze because they're not always used to paying their fair share. And their budget can be unlimited depending on how they defraud the system, i.e., the American taxpayers is their monies that comes out of their paychecks. Um. So yeah, gammas. That's what individuals coined them as. They can go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth all day. It's like effortlessly. So let's continue. So narcissistic, I'm gonna say it again, flying monkeys are serial liars, and they can also be serial cheaters, manipulators, cloud chasers, scammers, and frauds. And they can fall into other categories that are more, you know what I'm saying, more social pathetic is what I call it. So when you're dealing with sociopaths and psychopaths, that don't necessarily mean that they're violent. Because sometimes they talk like this, all passive and stuff, because they want you to fall for that sweet voice. When individuals are passive aggressive, they don't give a damn how they display their behaviors and or their emotions because they're able to control it. So yeah, that is like a light switch that you can turn on and off if you are emotionally intelligent for the one that like to wear that Saints hat. You claim so Chicago, New Orleans, what you claiming now? Tomorrow he gonna be gripping H-Town. Teasing. So alpha men have excess. They were speaking about excess to women, but they're speaking about chimps, you guys. So when individuals speak about chimpanzees or apes, do that necessarily mean that they're racist? Well, it basically means that they're trying to study the most identical thing that's close to a human. And no, I do not believe in evolution. I don't believe that we came from chimpanzees. But doesn't mean people are racist when they have to when they study animals in order to get a more in-depth, you know what I'm saying, learning experience as it pertains to human behavior, human and or social behavior, and or engagement. So that's like when people ask others to. Oh, I'm sorry. Give me 1 second. I lost my place. I'm just being honest. So yeah, alpha men have access to women, more women than per usual. But what happens when individuals aren't alphas by their own accord? They see themselves differently because they don't have to necessarily be the leaders because it requires immense responsibility in commanding. Kind of like when individuals lead armies in real combat. So it's funny because the guys who don't necessarily, you know what I'm saying, classify themselves as alpha, and they have like the alpha mindset, mind frame, but they don't want to be leaders. And that's why they also say, I could never be president or be a politician. However, they can be a contributor. They don't want to be alphas. So that's remarkable because the gammas and the sheep, male clowns, like they're clowns. They call themselves red pill and they call themselves alpha. So next time we have another unnecessary war, send the clowns first. I'm just saying. So and you'll have the gamblers, they like to tag along and ride the coattail of the alpha because the alpha can bring more chicks to the yard. Like little ducks. And women don't necessarily have to be all geeked up and cheesing and what. No, they just like, oh, they understand when someone with alpha tendencies have entered the building. So that's the point that I'm trying to make. That's very fascinating though. Oh, I'm not alpha, I'm Miss. It takes a big guy, a strong, gentle giant, to say, oh, I'm not alpha. I'm definitely not alpha. Meanwhile, you have the little clowns been like, oh, beating on their chest or whatever. Like, like what are you, Hercules, Thor? Oh man, this is my goofy part. So, anyway, the other guy was speaking about social monogamy, and I'm going to touch bases with that. I left myself a note. I didn't write anything for that. Sexual success and social economic status. I was list only certain kinds. The Jezebels, they drew over like success. It doesn't even have to be their own. That's why they be like, oh, this celebrity makes more than this, and they'll get into a fight over that. But again, they're not talking about their wealth and or penny wealth. And penny wealth can be your paychecks too as well, you guys. So like I said, I don't care if you're a fry cook, a celebrity, a DJ, a promoter, I'll name some more, but motherfuckers too nosy. Um, Let me get back to this. They only Jezebels just drew over, you know what I'm saying, social economic status and other individual success, which is why they tend to want to live in that type of lifestyle, even though they can be a part of it. So they start making them twisted fantasies, darlings. It's very weird. I've never seen so many pretenders. Like people pretend to be a millionaire. If you're a millionaire, you're not gonna be soliciting donations, begging, literally cussing people out for $505. Yeah, this individual's like, you want to be a video vixen? Go to OnlyFans. I'm pretty sure you can make that $505 since they can't smell your pussy across the screen. So that's my 2 cents. So yes, individuals, even guys, they don't. It's not dating down, dating up, or to see. That's why Jordan Peterson's colleagues, well, not all of them, but they're always like it's some type of y'all might have a status. I feel like it's the billionaires fighting each other, millionaires like beating on their chest because individuals do not typically just walk around and be like, oh yeah, I'm 6 figures. You can smell me. Don't smell it because when people do have money, they don't have the same aesthetics and taste. So things might smell different, like cheese or cologne. To them, it smells like they sitting on top of the world. To others, it might be like, hmm, we need some cool water, not a cuss. Time for like, no, pick me, pick me. So individuals are not. If individuals had a nice lifestyle, or you know what I'm saying, had a decent life, they're not too much worried about other people's money, man. OPM. So then they went on to speak about female preference and male hierarchy or whatever. Uh, Guys who stand on their own 10 toes and 2 feet without having been told what to do, to act like a man, to behave like a man, they're always going to be up here in the spectrum or the totem pole, whatever you want to label it as. I'm not getting to like it because to really get into the nitty gritty, it would require writing a paper, which I'm not about to do, darlings. But female preference, does it amount to status and income? Only if you're trying to wear your pocketbook on and be like, yeah, come on, leeches, come on, you males, you man boys, I'll take care of you. So there is like a shift. It's not a, when I say a shift, you will see individuals, let's say like you might have individuals that have a certain lifestyle Doesn't mean that they want other individuals to have that exact same lifestyle, because then they're going to be too busy for one another. They're barely going to see each other. Kind of like doctors and nurses. No, I'm just using that because that's the easiest for individuals to understand. Or you can have celebrities that have to keep flying in and out, back and forth, never have a moment to just sit, to reflect, to think. And why do individuals lie about their backgrounds? See, that's where a conflict comes into. Like, if individuals just be honest and tell you the truth. I mean, individuals who said it was awful. I'm like, fresh out the what? The shower? Because, I was so green. They were like, no, the pen. My dear, what did you do? Well, it was self defense. I mean, I understand, but I'd rather sit next to someone during an interview like that than to sit next to a serial cheater, a liar, a serial predator. So you got individuals labeling people in YouTube Street as molesters and all the stuff. They are not showing any type of proof. And I find that to be very disgusting. So they must be talking about individuals that have been in their circles. They can easily just call people predators like that. And people can really sue them. And they have enough money to sue them too. Humans have unique family structures. Indeed, they do. Um, we're gonna come back to that. Females have more complex pictures. Why are you calling uh, women slash female males gammas slash men none gammas? So only Jezebels look for resources, especially other individuals' resources, no matter the gender. They like to use guys or girls for their money or social status to gain or have access to things they can't have access to. Or wouldn't generally have access to. And that's why it's important for individuals to make sure people like you for you and not for your social status. Because they will try to fuck up your lives, even if you didn't do them any harm. They'll try to just say them that's revenge. To me, judgment is karma. Judgment day. So human females, oh no, I'll skip that. I'll come back to that. It won't be tonight though. So yeah, watch out who you date or whatever. And especially make sure you just run their background checks on day one, darlings. That's why honesty is the best policy. I know it sounds cheesy, but give individuals a chance to say what they will not put up with or deal with. It's certain things that are deal breakers. So women and men don't typically care about status. That's what I wrote. I'm just reiterating that because they don't. Not the ones who are confident, especially, you know what I'm saying, comfortable with the skin that they're in. So females equals passive sexually or whatever, and that's probably we're gonna let them answer that. Does males equals aggressive, or it just depends? I think it depends on the individual. That's what I believe. Female chimps have more sex than necessary strictly for let me repeat it. Female chimps have more sex than necessary strictly for reproduction. It's called a Jezebel spirit. And not to get it twisted, because even though individuals be thinking this is how they be thinking, we can only speak for the black. Well, I don't know. We let other communities speak for themselves. So they be like, oh, well, you can't do it strictly for reproduction, but individuals who are not sexual deviants, you will see some type of correlation when it comes to reproduction. But for sexual deviants, they're not going to know who their baby daddies are. They're going to lie about the DNA, even if they never slept with individuals. Even if they never slept with individuals. And these are rare cases. Now, I told y'all that story when I went to the court, because y'all know I used to have to check the little Louisiana, Jefferson Parish. And the guy was going the fuck off because his brother was the baby's father, but they was coming after him because somebody gave him his social security number. He went down to their office and had to stop, driving his trucks. He drove trucks. He said, if y'all take money out of my check, I'm gonna fuck this motherfucker up. Not necessarily meaning the clerks, but he said it's gonna be motherfucking raining hell. What would possess a bitch to put down other people's relative's name on and you never slept with the guy? It's like, dang man, that's my fucking brother. Now I'll fuck his ass up too. They take money out of my motherfucking trucking job check. And it doesn't just happen in Louisiana, it probably happens all over. All over. We know it happens for sure in Washington State. That's a different rare exception, Mr. Peterson. But why do Jezebels do that? Can you not be responsible for your vagina? And can your baby daddies not be responsible for their sperm or lack thereof? And women, if you engage in surrogacy, we're not speaking to you. We're speaking to these harlots out here who think that the government and taxpayers are supposed to be the baby daddies and the mammies. So let them argue about Roe versus Wade. That's neither here nor there. You want to possess individuals to do some shit like this, seriously. And then you know that they could actually fuck up people's lives. And once they fuck it up, you know that guys, even if they never encountered someone like this person, this individual A who was a black male in New Orleans, he would have to lawyer up just so that he can defend his name against fraud. Ain't that some backwards bullshit? Make it make sense. Females really dropped the ball on this one. So are they having these gender wars or whatever? Men ain't the ones. Well, some of them lie about who they sleep with, lie on their dick like they did in high school, or lie about kissing you or some shit, and you be like threaten to slap their ass, and then they be like, I retract that false statement. Females promoting this pussy popping phenomena, but when you pussy pop, be responsible for that pussy that you pop in that wop. No shade. So female chimps, they're speaking about chimps or whatever, but they don't even, chimps have more nurturing abilities than these harlots and Jezebels. You remember when we say hashtag cash for kids? We're talking about them because they will sell their kids. Or at least try to, or at least pimp them out. When they can't sell them, they'll dump them off on the grandparents. But when you do that, just know that it's rules to that. It's called third-party custody. And it has to be legal. And only individuals who can agree to any agreements of that sort will have to be the biological parent. So that gets into the legal arm outside of legal realm. So let me continue. Female sexuality, was it truly ignored? Because the way I see it, is that why liberals are not being, you know what I'm saying? So is that how they call being so-called liberated sexually? Just like we're just gonna just get naked for millions to see. So when any gender suppress their desires, they turn into sexual deviants. So if I was writing a paper, that would probably be a thesis. It would obviously be a few more sentences, and it'll use jargon and some fancy terminology. Because when you're writing real papers, you kind of want to steer away from using the word the in certain words. So that's why when individuals are reading certain type of journals, they have to read it probably multiple times if they're not literate. Because jargon is not familiar to individuals who are not used to using it. Like me, my sociology and psychology jargon is rusty. Have to brush up on it, but that can take a back seat. So let me say that again. When any gender, no matter male or female, woman or man, suppress their desires, especially sexual desires, they turn into sexual deviants. And it can make them turn into a sexual predator. So if they cannot have something, even if a woman is covered, they feel entitled to a woman's body. Females can't dominate a single male. It depends on the female and the male. Like, you have weak males out here, but you have to know when to hold them and know when to fold them, Sean. Don't mind Sean, y'all. He likes to fuck little 13-year-old kids, but if they were being a virgin saved her life. Being a virgin saved her life, and he got spooked, but he still got that fucking beat down. By who? Niggas who protect. And it's funny because individuals on any social media streets claim to be a survivor of whatever, and they're also sexual deviants. And yeah, you can sit up there and make the argument, well, it turns them into their world. What is real counseling for? Is it effective or non-effective? Because then we'll have to revisit that part. Or is it the fact they are predisposed to being a sexual deviant because they get it from their mammies? And that's not a simple discussion to have, basically. That'll be some type of discussion. It would have to be a back and forth, or whatever. But those type of individuals will never be fit for a relationship unless they, like, the odds are slim. I'm not saying that they don't have a chance, because then you'll put, like, oh, there you don't have. It's a chance, it's just a slim chance, but they don't want any help anyway, so it doesn't matter. But yeah, Sean likes to fuck 13-year-old kids, and he got his ass towed the fuck up, and I don't think Urban Police Department was going to answer that 911 call because no call was made. Hello, I'd like to report a crime that's about to be in commission because someone tried to put their penis inside of a 13-year-old child, and some niggas had to fuck this motherfucker up. That's why I don't understand how people just freely just go like, do y'all know how many fucking perverts are out there? They're not too many or whatever. Cause you know, niggas know they could pay for hoes and thoughts all day, every day if they money long. And then broke niggas can get pussy too. But motherfuckers tend to like shit that they can't have. And that's why Sean got his ass beat, Mr. Mark Cherry. He got that ass towed the fuck up, and we was, look, sir. Look, a bitch saved that nigga life. Open that door, bitch, and that bitch ran for you. Better run, nigga, run. Nigga, I ain't playing. And I'm thinking, back up, reach for the knife. Y'all know I used to like to reach for the knives. Now I'm speaking about me. We're like to reach for the knives. Oh, I can't back up. He have a stronghold on. I'm just 13. Because in my head, I'm thinking, I'm used to dealing with other motherfuckers who like to plug me. I will stab your ass. That nigga try to lie about it. Nigga, you took your fucking penis out, bitch, and it had a mole on it. And now this nigga is somewhere in a bayou, probably still smoking crack or meth or whatever the fuck he got on. Should have got on something, because you should be hanging from a tree, hanging and swinging. Now, let me show you how dirty bitches are. The bitch was like, oh, I got someone I want you to see. It's really? So then a beast in me, I was not triggered, awoke. The bitch was like, look, why in the hell would I want to see him? I ain't seen him in what? Decades. He didn't recognize me. So if you had the pleasure of shaking my hand, military men, base ones, you already know what I was thinking. He was like, I don't recognize. Probably because you done did so much dope and drugs or whatever. And no shade to individuals who are in recovery, because we promote RTS. I promote lynching these motherfucking predators. So in my head, I'm thinking, should this motherfucker make it? I have a chance to get revenge. My revenge. Because other people, grown men, had to beat his ass. The only thing that saved him is that he could not recognize my face. He like the fuck little kids. The only thing that I feel guilty about is like, did he fuck other children? Little kids were coming up in dumpsters or whatever. I'm not saying he did it, but why are we not lynching and stoning and to these predators? So all the niggas on, not niggas, but Jezebel spirits, male and female on a cloud chase, cash for kids or whatever. They will turn any movement upside down, darlings. Yeah, if Mark Cherry want to realize why women would have killed that day, trying to fuck a 13-year-old virgin. I swear, y'all, motherfuckers get scared when you're a virgin, because if they will force you. They will force you. So being a virgin has its pluses. You don't want to be no 40-year-old virgin. Yeah, in a biblical sense, people sit up there thumping them Bibles or whatever, because not all men want a virgin because it feels like they're fucking a child. So it works the same way if your vagina is tight and they're like, they don't want it to be too loose or tight. It depends. That's a whole different conversation when it comes to biology. And the shape of individuals' cervix, basically. So it's not the power of the pussy, it's the shape of individual, the vagina. And real medical professionals will tell you that. You ever have a doctor and they just be like, oh, your shape funny. Thank you. That's exactly what I didn't want to hear. He was cool though. He wasn't a pervert. Females can't dominate a single male. Some can or whatever. I wouldn't recommend it. There's no, because base men will fuck motherfuckers up, basically. That's why if you're a female, don't do that. Females can't dominate a single male. There's no female solidarity because individuals believe in monogamy. Because this man, he's speaking about chimps, but he is like, oh, there's female solidarity. Are you talking about monogamy or polygamy? Captivity is far more different than a wild. And I'm just running things together right now. So, he mentioned, he made the statement, the guy made the statement, he indicated forced to live together. And I'm like, sir, do you believe in polygamy? That's how chimps do. They don't mind sharing the same man. When individuals are territorial and they practice monogamy, they care about sharing the same man. When Jezebel spirits, they don't care about sharing the same man. They don't. They don't care about that. And they're not being lied to. Some guys will be straight up, be like, I'm fucking you, I'm fucking you, I'm fucking you, I'm fucking you, I'm fucking. I don't recommend people just go on the spring. Yeah, people gonna have a whole phase. Where that nigga, that glow pad Joe Button. Class is in session, motherfucker. Everybody gonna have a whole phase. Is it something that you would not be like, oh my god, I had sex for the first time, I'm a fucking whore? Because that's how people feel if you have sex for the first time. Be like, oh god, I feel like a slut. But then you have real sluts and thoughts who are real Jezebel spirited whores. And you have them somewhere in the YouTube streets who like to call individuals predators. So, yeah, that guy is he's not funny. He's just the awkward, you know what I'm saying? How people who are in different social realms and spectrums, professions, they're have a little own quirk, own little. So yeah, captivity is far more different than a wild. So, let me continue. So it's Jordan said that he is more, you know what I'm saying? He's more of a personality psychologist. So I asked him, well, sir, have you met Mark Cherry? You can find out why women kill or why they want to. I'm just being honest. They be like, Hillary knows where the bodies are, and Hillary know how to keep them secrets. 5 cardinal dimensions of personality, and I said I was going to get back to that. So, I say, although individuals are not necessarily violent unless unnecessary violence is exerted upon them, or trying to rape a 13-year-old. I should have stabbed. What y'all think I should have did? If I would have I could have got him too. I didn't want to try. Because if you attack somebody, you have to make sure that you're able to defeat them. Because a 13-year-old against someone that's much older, yeah. won't really stand a chance. So you have to know when to hold and when to fold them, hold them and when to fold them. So that's why when midgets have to defend themselves, you lure your prey and then you pounce on their ass to defeat your opponents. How's that for game theory? That's a totally different game. It's like Scorpio, get over here. What game was that, you guys? Where GameStop at? Where my GameStop ninjas? Not Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat. Correct. Ding, ding, ding. Are you calling me a chimp, Mr. Peterson? You sound like Joe Rogan. It's an ape, it's a chimp, it's a monkey. Is that racist? So clowns behave like little girls, as stated, and it's very fascinating. Other types of guys that can be in these YouTube streets or in reality don't have to compete because they possess innate talents and abilities such as, you know what I'm saying, charisma, natural charm, unknowingly perhaps, and they are very interesting. So they go on to speak about the toy preference. I like to collect dolls and soft stuffed animals like teddy bears and Uvu. No, it's not Uvu, it's an owl, man. I'm just an owl hanging upside down. Owl. And the guy mentioned how chimps pick up logs and rocks and stuff like that, and basically males basically tear up shit, kind of like the stupid civilian IT specialist, quote unquote. Just like to fuck up the cybersecurity. Let's just fuck this shit up. Fuck up the coding too. Fuck it. Fuck it. Andre Williams need a new identity. Fuck it. Let's use sergeants that's in the military. Fuck it. Mask this shit. Put it together. Make it make sense. So males, and I put men, males or men like to roughhouse and fight. And I say that fighting is good as long as they don't get carried away with it. Men who are emotionally intelligent don't have to resort to unnecessary violence. Soft males are more violent and they like emotional intelligence, is what I put. So on the playgrounds, individuals who are tomboys, they like to play with boys and girls. They like to play with whoever like to play with them. Who did you guys like to play with? Or gals? So the guy mentioned like a percentage, I missed the number part, a percentage of individuals bite. And they say normally at the age of 2. Kids start biting at the age of motherfucking 6 months. Y'all biting your titty. They will bite your finger. When they teething, they will bite anything. And when they get their first tooth, they want to bite everything, especially a titty, your finger. Don't try to put none in their mouth. They will. And when they find out they have teeth, they be like, "Ooh!" And they just want to use. I got a new tool. Let's see how this works. Ouch! You hurt me. You know, when you're teaching kids about pain, you have to use facial expression. Ow! That really hurts. Then when they're learning how to speak, they'll be like, "Oh, I apologize," or sorry. I'm not. I don't teach kids. I'm sorry because it's kind of programmed them to do. To just probably be sorry. And a lot of kids, they know how to use long words, and they can speak in a sentence before they even turn 1. So individuals are very, I guess, intrigued when they see like a 6 or 9 month old speaking or walking. I'm not fascinated because children, they're some peculiar creatures. Is what I call them. I call them little terrorists. Not like Andre Williams. Yeah, you grown ass nigga, Malcolm, Kedrick. So, yeah, kids start biting before the age of 2. Or see, Jordan Peterson and his colleagues don't have any breast assists. They don't have no titties. Kids will no use your titty as a pacifier. Just want to bite your nipple, cause they just want to just bite, and they don't want milk. They just want to use your nipple as a pacifier. I'm pretty sure mothers can relate to that. So yeah, so kids start teething early. Ain't no age of 2, so you got to start teaching them early. Not teaching them when they start talking because they learn and they pick up your kid. Ow, and they be like, because when you do this to them, they be like, what is? Yeah, and then they smile. They'll mimic you too. Kids are very bright. So you have to teach them early. Then they can pick up cues. Use your inside voice. Shh, shh. Use your inside voice. Shh, 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 shh. Use your so that you gotta speak in a tone. Same difference if you're speaking with a professional. Use the same tone that they're using so that individuals can't misperceive that you're yelling at them. So the same works for kids. And if you want them to do, can you pick up there? I know we niggas, sometimes we scream. And if you're like, oh, clean up, everybody do your share, clean up, clean. And they'll start moving and stuff, and they'll start, they'll know when you sing certain things what it's time to do. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. They might start yawning. Up above the world so high, like a diamond in the sky. And then they'll start, oh, it's nap time. And they don't even know how to talk, but when they get into a routine, and their routine is not too repetitive because you don't want them to just be like lab rats. So sleep time doesn't have to be at the exact time like that. But if you're like, clean up, everybody, everywhere, clean up, everybody, do your share. And why do babies stare at us when we go to the supermarket? Teach them stranger danger, because individuals back in the day used to try to steal kids. Stranger danger. Colonel Potter keeps talking about Malachi. Malachi was a mixed little boy, and workers did not like to handle him, and they were very mean to him. And Rose was mixed as well. And then Gunner was a white kid. They just had a complex with every type of kid, basically, unless they were black. And I'm just being honest. But even certain type of black people, kids ended up getting injured. So I'm going to flip this page. Parents were speaking about it, and I'm like, oh, really? Y'all know I like to go on the cover, so I want to get to the shits. So needless to say, there's no excuse why a child arm should be broken if you're in the care of a facility. So Little Road, Colonel Potter keeps talking about Malachi. Gunner had a big old Kool-Aid smile. And Rose got higher. That's her defense, because individuals will walk by her and stomp high, boom. You are not supposed to do that to children. Parents couldn't figure out what was going on, and I was like, bingo. You're hurting kids, hurting children, little people who can't defend themselves. Sometimes individuals don't mind getting a misdemeanor for the right cause. Parents were confused because when they went to view the tape, now, I'm not an IT specialist, but I can do different things with computers. Play the tape back over. Looking at the time, because students don't really pay attention to time like we do, like individuals do. Run it back. It was a glitch. Someone came who's a trained professional, and they marked over the tape. So when the parent went to view the tape, she was like, I see him. I don't see him. You're not going to see nothing, darling. Not if they erased over bits of the. So whoever he was very good at what he did. Needless to say, on other avenues, I think she paid that lady off. I'm not sure. We might have another mole in the house. But what's for sure, hit with 3 counts of discrimination against an elderly person. But when it came to them babies, y'all ever see how individuals, businesses will get a bad rep and then word gets out, so you got to see what's really going on. So, how can you just hate? You talking about the black doll, white doll experience? How can you just like hurt a child, literally, like intentionally? Not no accident, just hurt a child. It's only thing to yell at them, okay, to hurt a child that you didn't even birth. you had this one retarded bitch. Stay far away from kids as possible. People are talking to themselves. That's what people like to say. But when you talk to little ones, little innocent ones with developing minds, you talk to them in a regular voice. So you're not speaking like that. Oh no, my baby, yeah, yeah, like they chimpanzees or something. You speak to them like they are regular little people. So that was the bitch's defense. And if I see you, bro, I'm going to punch the fuck out your ass. And that is illegal in any type of facility or building, whatever that's marked or unmarked. Civilians are really, that's why I told you, I have zero tolerance. Zero. Not all. Not all, obviously, but zero. Parents couldn't figure out what would. I dive in and go in and see what's really going on. Very disturbing shit. And now I don't even see how other type of investigators or whatever, how they do it, because sometimes you have to view videotapes or view this, view that. Like, let's just stone and lynch them. So, they went on to speak, and I think I'm just going to finish this tomorrow, basically. Because individuals are passionate about a lot of things. I know they couldn't possibly think it was just cybersecurity, which other individuals do that job. Individuals do other type of things. But yeah, that's my passion right there. Just to harm, even if you're a nerd in school and you can't fight and defend yourself, or if you're a genius in school, Eureka, you can't fight, Ben, and defend yourself. That's what his name, Ben. People were scared to talk to him because he was like a fucking prodigy. You guys, he could do fucking brain teasers. And I'm like, what the where are you going? Don't tell nobody it's Eureka. Because they thought he was getting on a short bus. No, he was highly he was like one of the brightest kids. They like to pick on those kinds. And you know what, I just looking back, it's not in hindsight. I was there to see it. They know that nerds or geniuses don't necessarily fight. And they're not necessarily like confrontational like that. So to just trip people or to bully people, do my homework. Because if you don't, I'm going to beat you up. The fuck is going on? People is, why you don't want to get suspended? Nurse and other people who are smarter than me obviously can't fight. Duh. So I didn't have a problem just get suspended. I didn't get suspended because it was always my fight. So people are like, oh, what's your sensitive points when individuals like hurt someone that can't defend themselves? Like if they're smarter than them and they're not fighters, they're clearly not fighters. Why would you sit up there and be confrontational against someone that can't fight? Make it make sense. Are you hurting babies or trying to fuck little people or doing just like stupid shit that you have no business doing? That's my weakness. So, and other things have to be your strength, like defense. So I'm going to end this. This was titled How Play Teaches Self-Control, Passive Aggressive Fight and Flight. And my baby Rose, he like, I heard she like a tiger. That she was so precious. So precious. She was a preemie, so you have to hold her close to your heart. She have to just hear that heartbeat. Hear that heartbeat. And CPR came in handy because sometimes she'll stop breathing. And you just have to know, don't panic. Just do whatever you have to do to kind of get her to like, wait. So yeah, Rose was a very, very sweet. That was one of my favorites. Don't ask me how, one of hundreds, like hundreds. So this has been a late night edition. Not even gonna call it Crowns and Tea or whatever, because this is a different type of episode. But shout out to individuals who really truly serve and protect, and especially individuals who cannot speak for themselves. And shout out to individuals who give it their all. Like I don't see how many of them do it and still stand. And shout out to individuals who are on different career paths. So, and do whatever makes you happy. You don't have to make six figures as long as you're being, you know what I'm saying, a productive citizen and you're giving back to communities, basically. So, that's how I feel about that. I will talk to you guys later. Hopefully, it can be tomorrow. If not, don't judge me or whatever, because it does require a lot of energy to do these videos. And I've done about 3 long videos so far. So, I will talk to you guys tomorrow. And I can't wait to see I can't wait to finish this video though. I can't wait to do that. That's all I missed out at that type of stuff. So, yeah, I'll talk to you guys later. Have a great night or morning, depending on what side of the universe you're on.